top of the rickety ladder. I've had to change the angle of the camera as well, just because I've got the washing out, so just so that I'm not showing off my boxers. But yeah, this probably is going to be a quick one. I was supposed to start streaming a bit earlier, but just didn't happen. So I'll just start off, just play a bit of pool, chat some nonsense. Gonna move this bike out of the road because it's annoying me. Hopefully it doesn't get too in the way here. That's it. Good. So I'm just gonna play these in no particular order. Just try and make as many shots as I can. Just think about playing position on the next shot. Let's get warmed up. And probably talk a little bit about coaching and things like that in a while. Which probably is going to be a slightly more chill stream, I guess you call it. But I don't know. Ah. So, if there's anyone watching, welcome to the stream. Oh. Hopefully I'll get better as I warm up. If not, this is gonna be this is gonna be a long video. Try and develop those two. Of course. As soon as I hit a freeze. Try and put a weird double on this yellow. No. Too far away. So I had someone tell me earlier that they were watching my live stream to avoid doing uni work. Which is funny, because I probably have done the same thing so many times. Just watching people do stupid stuff on live streams. Thought that might just drop. But do your uni work, kids. Stay in school. Have to be careful about where I play this cue ball. With the ladder now moved, because I'm not used to it, so I could very easily just topple over the camera. And try and make that yellow in the top left corner. But it probably shows that I've been playing too much pool. Just the fact I knew that yellow was kind of heading in that direction. Nightmare. This is a going to the yellow, play with top right hand side and try and go into the red. Sometimes it's good to be able to see shots like that where you hit one ball first before making the pot. just for playing development shots. So say for example, in this kind of a situation with yellow over the pocket, and just say for example you had a ball, that red straight there. So if this yellow was in here, it's quite easy to, you can't see that yellow, you'd have to swerve, and because it's a full ball in front, it's better if you can play off another ball and into it, even if you make contact and you miss, you still give yourself a positive shot to play, which can be important. The shot's good for two things. So the first one is this ball isn't really potable, and you have to play a long plant. And if you play this one first, you leave yourself a long second shot. So the first thing you do is develop it, and then the second thing you do is just play it with enough weight that if you do make the first pot, you're actually able to make the next pot as well. So I'm just going to play the same kind of a game. Not difficult, but playing a few not so good pots and just try and tighten up on that one on the next rack. It's good to kind of think about what you didn't do so well. And just try and work on it, even if it's just over the course of, practicing for one night, or just played one frame. And just going to take the black first. Just helps you start thinking about what you could be doing better, and if it's during a game or it's during practice, it's always good to be thinking about what you could change up, what to work on next. Keep moving forward, don't just get happy with how good you are now. Keep practicing and try and get better at things. It's also satisfying when you can play a good positional shot. Play the shot you want to play next. It just makes you feel so much more in control. Even if you miss, you're still in line for the next shot, and you know how you're going to play that for the shot after that. So it becomes, instead of worrying about it, it just starts becoming a little bit more comfortable, and you kind of get your own rhythm. Wow. Try to play the plant. Sometimes it's fun to play shots with as much side as you can get on them, and then watching how the cue ball, so you've seen how the cue ball comes straight and then bounces in an extreme angle. It just allows you to get closer to making the pot, and the more control you have on that, the better. Just play a few heavy shots. We'll go up with spin and see what happens. So I'll play this one more time. We'll check if we've got anyone watching, and if we do, feel free to let me know if you want to run through anything, or you've got a practice drill you want me to do, or if you've got a question, or you think I'm bad at pool, let me know. And we have one person, and it's anyone coming? Mora. Very funny. Ah. Oh dear. So, what kind of uni work are you avoiding doing just now then? I'm starting to make a few better pots just now. I'm starting to see shots a little bit more clearly. Sometimes I find when I'm not in a good mood. That almost went. Sometimes I find when I'm not in a good mood, sometimes my shots don't go as well as whenever I'm feeling good. I don't know if there's anything behind that. Maybe it's just I just don't feel up to it. But sometimes I feel that if you pull off a few good pull shots, there's nothing better for making your bad mood go away. You just sit and play in little positional shots, and when they work, it feels good. I don't know if that's just me. And you end up missing the easy ones. But yeah, I don't know what kind. Hold on a second. What? Left turn.
What?
Left turn.
I'm playing a game with you.
You can come and play a game if you want.
Not
Come on.
with this.
Yeah, I'm in these as well.
Yeah, well, I'm on my big PJs.
It's only my YouTube. No one watches it. Come on. I think there's more watching it than it, so that's it. You've got more on. Show me the rest of the balls on the table there, just bring them down. So, the lassie in the green hoodie, who's dead camera shy, is my sister. Her name is Alan.
I'm no.
Say hello to the internet, Alan.
Where are they?
Okay, don't you worry, you can break it.
Where are they?
Huh?
Where are they?
The internet is here. Wave to the internet.
Hey guys, it's Nicole. We're going to bed.
Okay, sorry, the video's just live there, so. Yeah.
Night, love.
Bye-bye.
Night, silly.
Bye-bye.
Michael,
See you tomorrow.
we can come out.
Maybe once. Well, I'll call you tomorrow. You're going to do some better for Dad, aren't you?
Yeah, will do.
I'm going to let me get my phone for 2 seconds.
So, my sister is now going to join me and play a game of pool. You might enjoy watching my sister play pool just because it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. Who else do we have? We've got hello, Alan. She'll say hi too when she comes back. So what can the camera actually see so that I can talk to you guys for a bit. Good night, Paul Mickey's mum. Paul Mickey's mum would probably say good night too. Ah, dear. What we dealing with in the comment section? Do we have any? Oh, my phone's just told me it's low battery, so I'm going to go and get my portable charger. Give me 2 seconds and I'll be back. Talk amongst yourselves. Person who puts the weirdest comment wins. No.
Night.
Right, I'm gonna plug the battery into my phone here, and then do you want a break?
Yeah.
Cool. You can do it just now. It's still recording, by the way. So.
Oh. Hey guys, it's so cool.
It's still on a call.
Because this blue little thing makes me play better, can't
Sorry for the being away for a bit there, guys. Just getting the power bank from my phone. Go on then, show me what you're made of.
No. I'm gonna try it again, right?
Try it again, go on. Oh dear. That was good. Oh, very close. Alright, I'll go reds.
No, I like reds. Are you weed?
Careful.
You wee lovely person.
Excuse me.
You're excused. I will burp. I will burp.
Okay. Nightmare. Oh well. I'll give her a shot. That's too much confidence. Not with that break. We'll be here all night. Oh dear. You guys. Okay, there's comments. Mate, your sister is better than you. What's your what's your favorite flavor of sock puppet to eat? Okay, you definitely win. No, I did a weird thing where I said whoever posts the weirdest comment wins. So, one of my mates from back in Scotland said, "What's your?"
I didn't know people would be watching this.
It's live, yeah. You yell this. Careful.
Oh, balls. I can say it because it's balls are right. I thought I got 2 shots.
No, I get 2 shots.
You're killing me. One thing medium.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you want to introduce yourself to the internet, Alan?
Hey guys, it's Elaine.
Whoa. One more. I'll try and screw back in.
What way?
And I took a kick.
You took a pig?
Anyway, a kick.
Why did you
Because I still caught a ball.
taking advantage of?
I'll try and break these up a bit. There you go. Careful. You just don't understand, do you?
I really don't.
So, I know it's deceiving, but my sister doesn't normally play pool, and she's very good at it.
I'm amazing.
You are the best.
I am the best
You
of you
might
guys.
actually be better than me.
Ha! I would back
I get one more. I need to Excuse me.
Oh yeah, yeah, excuse.
There you go.
But can you move your red out of the way?
Unfortunately, no. No, I'm going to leave it there and torment you with it. That doesn't count. It was a practice shot.
Oh, what the?
Careful.
What?
Language.
I'm speaking English. They don't speak English.
There you go. One of the things I like to do when I play pool for hours on end is I like to eat snacks, specifically pepperami.
I hit it.
Thank you.
I'm sorry about that. These look really wrong. Oh! Wow. Oh.
So, does everyone watching have a favourite person to play pool with?
Should be
And
me.
if so, why? Like, does anyone else play pool with people just because you know you're gonna win?
I'll try to get them right.
Oh, for Alan. Let's see how the comment section's doing.
They said anything.
I'm gonna get my ass handed to me by you, by the way. Just let me know.
Who said that?
Same guy.
Hi, same guy. What's his name?
His name is Henry. There you go, Henry, your YouTube thing.
Oh!
Oh, that's a nightmare.
Love it.
You get to-
Watch me in action. Oh, that. No.
Don't swear.
Oh, poo. No. Oh, balls. Oh. You did not push me up.
Alright.
Can I go again?
No.
Please?
No.
Let the people know you're kind. Let the people know you're
Fine, you got one more go.
Is this blue stuff? Give me. It's just
Magic
that
powers.
jacket. It's just that jacket, right? That jacket. Sorry, Mom, I know you should be drawing. That was fine. So. What am I drawing? Which one? Yeah.
Well done. Careful of the table. Oh.
I get two anyway.
Okay. You genuinely make me fear for both my life and the life of my pool table every time you touch the pool table.
How many put that in?
1,
No.
2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, none so far.
It's alright. I have to go up somewhere else because I can't remember where I was. Easy. You're right, there I did.
I'll try to kick shot to the corner. It's never gonna work, but might as well just try it. Move your hands. And I've missed the black. There you go.
Can I advertise?
You get
this?
to.
Can I advertise a Snapchat in this?
No. That's
Damn.
really, really weird. Why would you even want to?
Because I want more people on Snapchat.
Well, you don't know any of them.
Oh, I heard one looks like it on Snapchat. Why do you get to again?
I missed. That's not your name. Frick, you talking about? What is your name?
McNulty 999.
No, not you, you spack. What is revolutionary? What? Hold on.
I got one now.
Revolution anyone? What's it? Am I PewDiePie yet? Well, what is your name? Otherwise, I'm gonna start calling you Pewds for no reason.
McNulty 999.
Genuinely don't know this person's name.
So I advertise this.
I've been calling this person Henry in my head for like 2 days now.
Right. Does he look like a Hoover or something?
I don't know. I didn't check. It just said his or her. I don't even know anymore.
Oh yeah.
It's 2018. We can't.
You just assume my gender.
Yeah, I think I did just assume someone's gender. I'm a bad person.
Right, well anyway,
Do I have to?
No.
Okay.
Emma McNulty, name. Hit me up. Right.
Can I have what is it?
You can have a magic.
Give me the- give me
Doesn't
the-
it look like a mushroom?
I don't. Well, good game. You managed to pop one.
There, I'm not glad I hit that.
Did you?
Sleeps for the week.
There you
I'm
go.
gonna
Can I
see
play
that.
one more?
I'm going to see if I'm about it. Not right.
No one will. There's 2 people watching, and I don't even know who one of them is. What? Maybe I do.
You actually have to spell this out. Right? What?
So, if anyone on the internet, even fake Henry who's not Henry, has a thing that they want me to show you how to do.
Horrible. A. McNulty.
Would you stop saying your Snapchat you mean?
999.
Right. Let's try and get this one over a little bit quicker.
Oh, right. Careful.
No. There you go. You go. Try and find out the mysterious identity of whoever this person is. Ah, it is Henry. I knew it was Henry. At least, really, I'm paranoid that it's not Henry. Right, come on, you playing?
You should reply to people because you know I have friends.
I have internet friends and they're the same thing.
Have you popped one yet?
Huh?
Have you popped one yet?
No. Up to you.
It's Henry person sounds French.
It's not. And you know what the best thing is about that? I have that shot on the internet forever.
At least it wasn't next to time.
Yeah, true. That was special.
How hard is it? Ah, it's not sure.
Hmm?
How hard is it? Oh, I have a joke. Saved 100 snaps to memory. Can I have no music?
No.
Oh yeah, like copyright and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's a pain.
What if I just sing?
Please don't. I've heard you singing.
I'm amazing.
There you go. Your shot.
I was about to take my Snapchat on Snapchat.
What? Why?
I was like, because I need more people to want that like Insta.
What else do we have on
Right,
this thing?
what colour am I?
You're yellow.
Oh, again? That's like a really, really bad colour.
Mickey's a bigot.
Ha, you have that as well. Ha, you have that as well.
Mickey's a bigot.
How you
Oh
have
dear. Of course Mickey's a bigot. He's Irish. How did you mix
I just got one in over there.
shot by that one? Oh no, yeah, that was very good. I'm just wondering how you missed your shot by that much.
I'm blind. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Now that's not fair, Elaine. There can be blind people watching this stream.
I was gonna say I couldn't hear you, but that's dead. Oh, you're mean.
You just get me. Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mama.
Don't sing licensed songs.
Well,
Shush.
your man, him, and
See, you just played with top spin.
your other man. Yeah. You know what I'm on about.
And then you do that. Brilliant.
Yeah,
I have camera.
I am my own person. Did you say I have a hemorrhoid?
Mm-hmm. There you go. Your shot.
Oh, yeah. Hey guys, it's Nicole. Name more of this one. Ask them all, my entertainment.
I actually get the French thing a lot. Really?
Honorary, sorry. Can I go have a look? Where am I going?
Just be careful because it is up the ladder.
What, you said I'm small, so? How do you see where comments are?
Careful,
Oh.
just tap the little comment thing, yeah.
Can you show me how to get... What? Can you show me how to get touching white ball away
Well,
from
that
your
was a good game,
opponent
Ellie.
without falling? Oh, piss off.
Okay, so what was that comment? How to get touching white ball away from your ball without foiling.
Yeah, that's Maura.
Okay, so
Hey, Maura.
if you want to come back down, come down. Careful, you. Sorry, she's up the ladder. I want to read the comments here. So say for example you've got these two touching, and your ball is here, for example, and you can't see these two, and this is the closest one you can see. Would you mind moving out the way because the camera can't see now? No, I mean like get off the table. What?
Ah.
Right. So, so whenever is it touching? Actually, the question is it touching your ball? Like, is it touching one of your own, or is it touching your opponent's? If you could reply to that.
It's Maura.
No, I know, but it's just the question is, it's like, is the white ball touching one of yours or one of your opponent's balls? Any sign of a comment would be great.
Just stop watching and we can do it enough.
No, it is a fairly boring stream. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'll do it from both situations. So, say for example you're on a yellow and it's touching. So the only rule you have to follow there is that the white ball can't touch this yellow. That yellow can't move. And you have to hit a cushion with the
I
white
just
ball.
got paid. I just remembered that we
So-
buy those tickets now.
Would you ever shush? I'm trying to do internet stuff. So the only rule is this yellow can't move and you have to hit another cushion with the white ball. So the way I'd play this would be to just play it up and down and get it in behind these two yellows. Even though there's this gap here, it's a hard pot to have to make. If the cue ball is touching one of your opponent's balls and you have to try and hit one of yours, again, same rule, obviously you can't hit that ball. So you have to kind of go around it a bit and then try and get in behind this red, for example. So
I don't mean to be an author here, but show me those tickets.
yeah, if you want to.
I'm scared.
So if it's touching just like that, the way you want to do it is find the closest path where you can just hit straight, put a little bit of spin on, and then come up in behind and try and get the safety back. I hope that answers your question. The other comment I seen from French Henry, because I will now refer to him forever, is
You me 420.
420. Shut up, you. Anyway, about bank shots, or as some people in English will call them, doubles. So the way to do this is, if you've got two chalks, it's easy. So, hold on, put it this side so the camera can see. Basically, you've got, that is the straight up and down line. So if you imagine a cube going straight across there, and then you pick the other one from the center of the pocket, that's another line. So you've got two going across. So using, hold on, I'll use this cube. Nice little cube. Anyway, you have these two invisible lines going straight across the table. And what you want to do, is pick a point that's in the middle of those on the cushion. So do you see, this distance, so basically the gap,
Oh no, I have to go get my car.
The gap between
I'll be
these
back.
two cues is a fixed distance. And what you want to do is you want to pick a point in the middle of that. So say for example our point would be roughly about here. Might look a bit off
I
because of the
better go
angle
get
of
my
the
car.
camera.
Okay,
But if you take your cues away,
can you tell the people I'll be back?
if you take your cues away, and you now look at it from that kind of a situation, you can see that if I play the red ball into the cushion where the chalk is, okay, so I put that with a bit aside. But if I play it into just into the cushion there, I don't know why that keeps coming off at a funny angle. That keeps coming off. Really, really strange. Hold on, I might move that one out of the way. I'm just trying to hit a few doubles. But what you want to do is pick the middle point between the ball and the pocket, basically. See, it keeps kind of coming off that cushion a bit funky, doesn't it? I'll watch this back and it'll be coming off totally normally. Oh, that's really weird. Start the hashtag Mickey can't play doubles. How did that not go in? There we go. But yeah, for playing doubles, you just need to pick that middle point, and just kind of practice it. Seeing as I just missed a whole load. I really don't understand how these aren't going in. Maybe Mickey can't play doubles. Every time! Oh, this is really frustrating. I'm gonna have to sit here all night practicing doubles. What? One of the things that's quite important about playing doubles, even though I've just demonstrated that I can't do it, I'm going to try and teach you guys how to do it anyway, is not just playing the shot, playing the next shot in your head too. So say for example we had these two reds, and our next yellow was sitting over the corner, and we have to play a double. Actually, we'll take that one off just for the purposes of, for this example. You can see that if you follow through to here, these reds are still going to be in the way. So say for example, we wanted to play a screw shot, but also have to play the double. Just say for example, we couldn't see that straight off. You play the double, but also play the screw shot. Or if we're in this situation, you can play the double and go forward. Oh, this cushion's really bugging me. I'm actually just going to switch and play it from this side because there's something wrong with this part of the cushion. It keeps coming off at really funny angles. So, say for example you're in this position, you want to play the double, and then just screw back. There we go, that's better. Oh, I forgot about the pocket. But yeah, then you're sitting pretty for this shot. And then you can clear these up as well. So, one of the shots I'll teach you as well, just while I'm finishing off about doubles. Doubles are basically just about practice. If you just keep practicing them, you'll get better. Also, don't get dead cushions like that. I want to see if this actually just bounces off in a straight line. Like, that definitely sounds weird to me. Like, listen. Whereas if I hit the cushion here, it's like, oh no, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I just prefer doubles this way instead of that way. One of the other shots I was going to show you is the banana shot. So very often, if you guys watch snooker, the kind of shot this is where you play an absolute ton of screw or reverse or backspin on a shot that's fairly straight, and you've got to play into this corner. So the shot is played with a lot of force, and you play with a lot of screw. And what that does is, instead of having to go forward and then back, it cuts the distance that you've got to travel with the cue ball, so it just goes and zooms over to an angle where you're closer to a ball sitting in the corner. They're a lot of fun to play, and they're a really difficult shot, just because the way you have to play them is so aggressive. But once you play them from there, say for example, in this case, we'd be playing this shot for a ball to here. And the reason you would do it is because you can force this angle, and when the cue ball hits, it'll come off here and bounce up towards this red. So you've got to pick the angle to hit this yellow, and then play with so much backspin. Well, I didn't get the screw on because I was so focused on the pot. But just watching the way the white ball actually moves is a lot of fun. Because with bananas, it actually comes around and then shoots this way. Probably looks better from your angle. Like when you're playing the shot, it just looks like it's zipping twice across the table. So I'll probably watch that back later and have a bit of fun going. I could have played that so much better. The commentator's curse, isn't it? So I'll run one of these again and give you guys some time to think about shots you want me to play. I'll check the comments just now and see if there's anything. But yeah, is there any shots like that, like kind of, I don't know, showman or like professional style shots you guys want to learn how to play, like advanced screw shots or things like that? Hold on. Practice make perfect-ish. Can you show how to get out of a push shot? Actually, yes. That's a good question. So, say for example, you're tight against this red and you're needing to play like kind of that way. Not for example that close, but say you're just a little bit off and you realize, actually, you know what, I'm going to turn it this way just so it's easier for the camera. You realize that you can make the pot and continue the break, but if you just play a normal shot, you'll push the cue ball and it'll push through. Like you'll make it, but it's a foul stroke. So, the way to kind of avoid against that is a little bit of a technique thing. And it's really simple. You play with screw on the cue ball. So you're trying to play backspin on the cue ball, so hitting it at 6 o'clock. But if you just do that from this angle, the cue ball will still skid through. And whenever the cue ball follows through like that, that makes it a push. Because you're deemed to have had the cue actually touch the white while it was touching the red. So the way to avoid that is to hit down on the cue ball and still hit low. So hit 6 o'clock if it was a clock face, aim for 6 o'clock and jack up and just play with a little like a jab kind of a stroke and bring the cue out of the way very quickly. And what happens is, instead of going forward, the cue ball will then go and it'll actually come back. The reason that's the easiest way to play it is because often when you're playing a match, if your opponent is clever, they will go and get the referee to come and watch the shot. So if you can show the referee that you're actually able to just screw the cue ball back like that, it just protects you from having played a push shot. So I hope that answers your question. That was actually a really good one. So if you have any more questions like that, let me know. I'm trying to keep up with the comments here. Damn broken fixture hole. So yeah, try and just run through the rest of these. Try and build a bit of a break and actually play a game. So I'll start off, I'll take yellows and I'll see if I can clean up in one visit. The way I had these yellows was sitting pretty perfect actually. So I mean I would hope I can clear up from here, but now that I've said that, it definitely won't work. I mean I would be very happy if it did. Oh, that one has not travelled the way I wanted it to. Ugh. Ah, if that had gone in. Anyway. What do you guys think the hardest shot to play is? Like, do you think getting out of a safety is the hardest thing and getting out of snookers, or do you guys not like playing cut shots for some reason? The shot I'm going to play here is I'm actually going to swerve this. So I'll just swerve around this red. The reason for it being, if I play with left hand side, quite extreme left hand side, the cue ball will kick and then come out for the shell to the middle pocket. So just like that. Just play a little bit of bottom right hand side. That just brings the cue ball back, so this is an easier black to play. Oh man. Don't ever say things are easy whenever you're doing a live stream. I've just realized this. See if I can finish these reds and take away the win from yellow for having a stupid mess. Must be tired or something. Oh, never mind. Yellow wins. I mean, I'm playing good positional shots, but it's just stringing them together at the minute for whatever reason. It's just not happening for me. I'll try that kind of little game one more time and see if I can I'll just spread the balls out nice and spacious. Oh, don't laugh at that, that's immature. And see if I can actually just run around them, play some good positional shots and see what I can make happen. Alright, put myself here, start off on yellow.
Can we play another game up there?
Yeah. It's a little annoying because I know I can play the pots, it's just sometimes I just lose a little bit of concentration for whatever reason. Like that was a swerve shot that I couldn't actually see that ball. But sometimes I just lose a little bit of concentration playing positional shots. It can be really annoying. I'm just having a whinge.
What's different?
What's different? Says you.
I never whinge.
She says whinging about another whinging.
Hush.
So if I make this black, now that I've said that, I'll never make it. But there we go. That made me feel a bit better. I'll try and clean up the reds now.
Oh, by the way, they're bought now.
Thank you.
No.
So me and dear Alan are going to go to the cinema tomorrow to see a pre-release of The Nun, the horror movie. kind of like a follow up from The Conjuring and movies like that. So it was funny. She was watching the trailer and how hard did you jump when I tapped you on the shoulder?
Shush.
Ah, sure.
Who's that? No one's having any stuff right now.
So that's been fun.
No one's having any stuff right now.
I think I ran that rack completely. Yellows, black, and then red. So I feel pretty confident just now. So I'll try and do it again. And this is where it's going to go wrong, but I'm going to say just now that I'll talk about the shots I'm going to play as I play them. And if you guys keep watching something I do, so if you're watching me play just now, but while I'm playing, if you want to kind of look and see the shot you would play, and if it turns out to be the same shot I was going to play, then well and good. But I like to watch, whenever I'm watching pool or watching American pool or snooker, I like to watch the professionals, and I like to think about what shot I would play next.
Oh, so you're calling yourself a professional?
I'm not calling myself a professional. I'm just saying it's a good. It's definitely a good exercise just to see if you're thinking about the next shot, even if someone else is playing it, how you would play it, and you know the reason why. Because if you're just playing the shot for the sake of playing it, there's not much value in it. But if you can actually think and like say why you're going to play that shot, then it has a lot of value and you know where you're going next. So I've kind of ended up in a little bit of a tricky spot here because the only place that red goes is there or there. See if I can, no. So I got the kiss on that yellow, but I'll try and cut it. Okay, leaves it sitting pretty over the pocket. So, cleaning up these yellows, the first shot I see is this one to the middle, play it with loads of left hand side and go into these two. These two are the problem for me on yellows, so that's what I'm going to do first. And I'm going to miss the pot. Sometimes it's easy to take your eye off. Would you mind excusing me for 2 seconds? Take your eye off the pot. Just because you're so focused on the positional shot, where you're going next, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. It just shows you were thinking. But it's annoying because in your head, the reason why you do it is because you're so confident about making the shot. You actually start thinking too much about the next one. It can be quite difficult not to get a little bit down about it sometimes, especially if you're behind in a game. Sometimes it's easy to let your head drop and just kind of let it get to you a little bit too much. Wow. So the reason I had to play that with so much force was to get the cue ball back out. I couldn't really play a screw shot because it was too straight. The cue ball would have ended up here. So sometimes it's worth just thinking about different ways of playing shots. There we go. There we go. Just had to screw that to avoid no pocket. It was still pretty close anyway, but it would have been in if I didn't put the screw on it. This is an interesting little shot. I don't really want to have to play this because it's quite a thin cut, so I'll just play a little stop shot here, and that just leaves the cue ball behind the black. It's that easy little safety. I'll try and pop this. useful little shot to know how to play, but it doesn't work all the time. So again, I'm just going to let this cue ball drift behind black. Just like that. A different kind of a shot. We'll play a Z shot, try and pop the red. No, I've just hit that yellow. So, make this little thin cutback. I'm going to play this with the left hand side. The reason for that being, if I just play it with straight or middle of the cue ball, is the angle the cue ball will come off is into the cushion and then out this way towards this red. And if I play with left hand side, it just straightens that up and takes it away from the pocket. So there you go. You end up playing pretty good position on this yellow. This is actually a good positional shot to talk about, just from the fact that it happens so often. So during a game, you'll find you're on the wrong side of this yellow. Like if this yellow here was down here, I'd be on the right side because it's easy to play a screw shot and just come to wire it straight in. But the way you play this is, if you've ever watched snooker, the way a professional snooker player will play the cue ball from the blue into the pack of reds. So you load the cue ball up with bottom and left hand side, and you hit it quite firmly and try and make position on the next yellow. I've missed the pot there, but as you can see, instead of just going forward 1, 2, 3, 4 and trying to make position, it actually just screws the cue ball like a banana, and then the cue ball has check side. That's what the type of spin is called, and it just shoots straight to try and make the position. So I'll practice that one after, but it's a good shot to know how to play. Let me know in the comments why you. Oh, that kiss on the yellow just killed me. Let me know in the comments if you like the commentary that I do, or if you would like it if you would prefer it if I went back at the end of the videos and then did commentary from there, or if you don't mind the commentary. Trick shot. The way it is just now. Yeet. So. Actually, let's see the comments before I do this little draw. See what you guys are saying. What? You want another match? Mm-hmm. Okay, sounds good. Mickey is professional. How to get out of a snooker. Okay, so how to get out of a snooker. I'll do that one first, and then I'll play another game with Haley. So it's a little bit of a broad question, how to get out of a snooker, but because there's so many different types of snooker you can be in. So say, for example, you need to hit a yellow from here. That's easy because you just you can go long ways or you can go short ways. I think the easiest way to explain how to get out of a snooker is look for the easiest route to get out of the snooker. And I know that seems really obvious and a stupid thing to say, but the easiest route might not always be what you think it is, and I'll explain what that means. So it's really easy for me to roll into that top cushion and hit that red. The reason for that being, these two yellows are in a straight line, which makes the surface area of the target you've got to hit only the width of the ball. But say, for example, I'll put this back here, you go short ways. Well, you've actually got 1, 2, 3 in a line here, and I know you can still see this red ball, but it's actually only half the red ball. So you've actually got a much better chance, and it's an easier shot to just go into, well, actually I'm going to play this left-handed because that's awkward, but just go into that cushion dead weight and just come out and just nestle into those yellows.
as well as that, just because you've played it in the easiest way and you give yourself the best chance, I've just got the snooker back, and it's much more likely to happen if you do look for the easiest way. So some people might look at the snooker and go, all right, okay, so you've got to go one cushion and into this. But actually, the way to play this is quite particular. So yeah, it's great if you could just go into that. And it does avoid giving your opponent 2 shots. But if you hit that, and you just hit it on the left-hand side here, and the cue ball comes to here, you're actually leaving a chance for this yellow to the middle pocket. So the way you've got to look at that safety is you want to hit that red on the back. So the way I would play this is actually coming off one cushion, coming off 2 cushions, and just rolling into the back of it. If you can pick the angle to do that, you get the snooker back. Okay, so I've missed, but at the same time I also missed well. I didn't miss out to here, and your opponent has 2 shots, but they have to use their first shot to develop the rest of their yellows. They can't just play a pot straight away. So it's not just about playing the safety to hit the red, it's about playing the safety in a smart way. So if you pick that angle out again and just play it with a little bit more finesse. Okay, so I've just drifted there, which means I didn't pick the angle well enough. I'll try that one more time. Escaping snookers is just about the practice. Again, that's too soft because I went too far last time. You see how you kind of end up making the adjustment anyway in your head? No, again, I'm coming too wide there. Just because I've now pointed that flaw out with the yellows. There we go. So now that it's really easy to see a yellow, you might think, okay, I don't have to play a safety here, I'll go and just smash into these. It's actually still really easy to play a safety off the yellows in this position. So what you want to do is you want to just nudge this yellow into the red, but not hard enough to bring these reds into play. So what you want to do is just nestle and play with top left hand side and play with enough weight to get to this top cushion. And so you just want to finish there because it creates the most distance between the cue ball and the reds. Okay, so a bit slow, but it does mean your opponent now has a really long shot on this red, and they'd actually probably be better playing the safety here because there's no real way of going into these 2 reds. So hopefully that answers questions about escaping snookers. There's really too many ways of escaping snookers. So say for example you are totally snookered on all 3 reds. Always try and play the easiest safety with the biggest chance of success, just like I said before. So with this one, it's just one cushion and try and knock into these 2. Just play with a little touch of right hand side and just play dead weight. Okay, so not that angle. Maybe just a little more. There we go. And that just leaves a difficult yellow with hampered bridging for your opponent. So I think I'll play a game with Alan just now because she wants to jet off to bed. But yeah, feel free to comment other things that you guys want to see. I think I'll probably stream for another half hour, and then I'll hit the hay because I'm pretty tired now myself. Right, do you want to play a game?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Try and beat me.
Yeah,
You can beat me.
I know. That's what I know.
Confidence, I like it. So, after watching my videos, I don't want to see everyone racking like this and just going like that. So the way you do it is stick the back up there. Really firmly press the back balls. And then just make sure they're all touching off each other, and really carefully just take the triangle off and make sure you don't touch them on the way through. Pro tip. Right, do you want a break or should I?
My one listen to music.
Sure, you're going to play a game and you can go upstairs and listen to music. Stupid YouTube, stupid rules.
Did you just talk right along?
Yeah, they can get copyright for you talking, but you can have another one.
Yeah. I wasn't ready.
Okay, careful. Don't be so jumpy at it. Keep your hand flat on the table. Alright? Flat on the table. And you just want to push your thumb up a little bit. Keep this finger down. Flat on the table. Yeah, it might feel a little awkward at the start. Bring this thumb up. So you create a little groove. Right like that. Yeah. And you see the way the cues. No, so you need to bring your thumb like tight in. Like lift it up so there's a little groove. You see like that? Okay. Okay. You do you.
One more go.
Okay.
Wait, one more go.
Okay, one more go. I will treasure this memory forever. Careful of the table now.
I'm trying my best. Right, there you go.
Okay.
That's where I'm actually good. I'm just tired.
Okay, so watch. Move your hands out the way. So the way you have your thumb up, you see like that, creates a little groove, and then you just follow the cue through. Alright, your shot.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that was a great break, Gilly.
Was it?
Or sorry, Alan. There was no cheating there whatsoever. Not that I seen. No, sir.
Oh my god, what's the rubber? What was it? Are these dry? Are these dry?
Move your hands off the table. There you go.
Shots?
Nope.
I didn't hear a ball hit.
Yeah, hit the red nearest the middle.
Ah, my ear!
Careful.
Some yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Lads, Laura, never check there. Never, ever get your industrial.
Only you would find that gap.
Never get your industrial done. I don't know what the industrial is. I shall show you. Where can they see me? Oh, I stopped moving. Where can they see me?
You bought the white.
Where can they see me?
Everyone.
See it's here, the bar, don't get it done. And see the helix is actually sweet. But the helix is what progressed. We need to get the industrial. But the industrial is like two piercings. Basically at the same time.
There you go.
But I also have an infection or I'm getting the helix.
Please stop talking about piercings. I hate them so much. I think piercings are interesting.
They're eating.
I just don't like metal ones. So like
But what else
plastic
would you get?
and like
plastic?
stretchers and stuff I'm fine with.
No.
Oh, that's a nightmare. That's a really good pot to you get to. On you go.
Look at your age, laddie. Oh.
One more.
Sorry.
Just apologise to my bike. You've got mad.
I need my sleep. I have to go PR now. Yes, lads, I PR for a nightclub. But I'm gonna say the nightclub's name now. It's a very well-known nightclub in Belfast. Thompson's Garage.
Why is it called Thompson's Garage? I just don't understand.
So Mary Thompson.
But why garage? Like if the club was called Garage, like I mean technically it is. But
Actually, I don't know why. It's just got. You think of your Red Bull's it?
there you go. Hurry up. Come on you.
Same. Even he agrees with me. Practice makes perfect.
Who? Is that the comments?
No, like someone else.
Oh, you're telling me you're playing pool. I get it.
Because he's a professional. He even has a pool team in his.
Oh, that was horrible.
And he says,
There you go.
I asked him to play a match. He's like, oh, we're not putting version on the camera.
Huh?
I asked him to play a match because
Oh, we have 3 people.
Oh my god, it's the other one.
Who is the third person watching this? There's might be Revy. Is it Revy?
Who's
I don't
Revy?
Guy I played pool with in
I
Scotland.
got hard today. If you didn't get that, then get it. That's too funny. I'll do it. Ah, it's not fun. No, you're talking.
There you go, your shot.
Jack, no people that.
You can do.
Oh, geez, right there. Can I take another one with that, please? Okay.
Alright. Last one.
Last one?
Mm-hmm.
I've still got loads of balls to pop.
No, I mean, last go.
I'm actually not that special. No, Fuji. At least I have balls.
Oh, man.
And squat. Can I even put music on, but like low? Or music just rise up from the flames, or music just rise up from the flames. Like, what am I going?
There you go. Your shot. Very good.
Damn. Damn, Daniel, I'm watching my girl. Damn, Daniel.
What are those?
I wasn't seeing that.
I know.
Right, so get it right.
What's your favourite vine actually?
Hey,
What's everyone in the comments' favourite vine?
they were roommates.
And they were roommates.
And they were roommates. This reminds me of my ex. Don't really like that.
And they were roommates.
Look
Look at all those chickens.
at all those chickens. Up our more than my house. Well, actually, there's a squirrel running up on that one too. Oh, I thought it was like a wee little picture.
I've definitely just touched that yellow with my hand. You get to.
You raging. Do you reckon I'm from Ireland? Ireland. Get in me, boy. Gosh, guys. Just so dumb hard.
Here. Thank you.
Ugh, I just got a dirty mouth from you. Please kill me.
There you go. No, turn that off.
Oh, it's a tune. It is a tune. Can I have another go? Please, you kidding me?
No. This game is taking way too long.
I know, because you're taking ages.
Not really.
Oh my god, there's no more left tomorrow. Ah, you'd be raging. Oh no, yeah.
You've got to. I didn't hit a cushion after I hit the red.
Ooh.
Just wanted to see if I could hit.
One. See, I'm count, that's what I'm good at. See if I miss this.
Don't tempt fate. Hey!
Here we go, the right one.
Is that the first one you got?
No.
Yeah, it is.
No, remember I hit one there?
No, you're on
What
yours.
is it?
You've got 6 left on the table. That means you only caught that one. What are you doing?
Damn. One of my shots carries.
No, because you missed the first one.
Ah! Never get your industrial. But I always tell you, the Turner piercing. Do not. It is a scrap for pain.
Here.
But your shake. Oh, thanks.
Stop swearing.
That wasn't me. I was just reading out the accident.
I'm taking 2 for that.
No!
Yeah.
I'll concentrate. So we can have a drink tomorrow.
Oh. I'm just gonna play a stupid master shot.
Stupid.
For no real
Who
reason.
says stupid? Stupid? Or they're doing it for a reason? That's...
No,
Can they all guess what age I
There you
am?
go.
Can they all guess what age I am?
Yeah, ask me.
Right, lads.
Right.
I'm more, right. If you're still watching, to be honest, I'd be way better. What age do you think I am? I give you my date of birth, but Bobby can't give it away.
Oh, here you got 2.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Buzzing.
Buzzing.
Go check the comments to see if they know what age I am.
Oh.
Yeah, boy, yeah. So you got 2 in. At Faye Professional.
That's your profession. Practically, yeah. That's all it takes. Sure, I think I'm a professional. I think. There you go.
Right, lads, what age do you think I am? I'm gonna look. Knock this down.
Careful. There we go. That game took forever. But yeah. Right. Come on, Danny.
It says low battery.
Low battery. Let me see.
I don't know what age.
Let me have a look.
Lads, tell me what age I am. Because I seem to forget.
Right. Let's see how long I've been streaming for.
Like an
That's
hour.
an hour and
Wait
17.
till I finish it.
So, it's been good, lads.
No. Wait to see. No.
Genetic white ball potting. It's a
No,
thing,
no.
apparently.
See if they can guess my age.
Well, everyone's going. Well, no, we've just got someone else. I don't know who that is, but they keep coming and going.
Well, tell them to guess my age.
Anyone have any idea what age Alan is? I'll get
I'm a
that
girl,
one.
actually. No. What are you doing? No,
Okay,
what's
if you
it?
want to finish the last one. That would be fun.
See, you just need practice.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Piss off. Got more practice. I should be feeling too much.
3 more shots, and I'm kicking you out.
I would be watching Netflix.
3,
Is there 3 more shots?
2.
No. Save the age.
What are you doing?
Be the ball.
Be the ball.
Be them.
Don't be the ball, hit the ball.
Be the ball. Hit yourself. See
There you go.
No,
If
I-
anyone's seen that shot, I just winged deep like that.
Right. See if they know what age I am.
Okay.
And if he's all one, ain't got nothing.
Stop saying that.
Oh, okay, go.
No one cares. She's probably here.
Oh, damn.
I wonder if I can just tilt the camera enough to wing her in the head with some tape. Alright, I'm gonna hit some practice drills and then I'm gonna go to bed. Are you gonna go to bed?
Ooh, that's going well.
Are you gonna go to bed? I'm just gonna run a few racks and then I'm gonna hit the height.
There's one thing to save them on you.
No one's guessing.
But lads, which guess, right? So then I can go to bed.
You can't tell them what to say.
Oh. You ask them questions, I ask them questions. Are you their leader or something?
Yeah, I am the supreme pool leader. Miccius Maximus Doridius Polonius? I don't know.
He said, "Oh hey," was that? So just go like, but. Ah!
Right, go away, you, because I don't want you fiddling with that.
I'm looking at the comments.
Oh, that was a miscue. Right, go away.
I'm looking at the comments.
In my swamp. Go on.
I guess what age you wanna be.
Come on, you.
I'm actually 20 lads, right? So like you can sleep the night now. Actually, you do my swamp. Why have you got two pots? That was there.
And then I moved it. Physics. So, again, just remember when you're watching to... I feel like ball bros, but like the ball bros of pool.
Okay.
It's like, there are no bad positional shots, just happy accidents.
Who's your reaction? Who's
You're a happy accident?
Bob Ross?
You don't know ball bros? Oh, Aileen, come on.
I didn't know.
You're absolute disaster of a child.
I didn't mean it. I was thinking it
Right,
was
come on. Alright, Shoo.
Smoke this now.
piss off. Yeah, can't let that child do anything. I mean,
that.
how much more interesting do you guys think a pool tutorial video would be if I started commentating on it exactly in the Ball Bros style? Like, we're just gonna put a happy little screw shot in here. And you know, a happy little screw shot has to have a little friend. So I'm just gonna put a little spin shot here. Just so he's not lonely.
You have me.
Like, it's so, when you say it now, it's so trippy. But when he did it, it was cool. You have... Like, I don't have the patience to be that happy.
What do you mean?
Like, in life, there are no missed pots. Just happy little accidents. What other Ball Bros quotes are there? What a lot of people don't know about Ball Bros is he actually wasn't always that chill. He was actually in the army for 20 years of his life. And he did so much shouting. Here, show me it there for me. He did so much shouting and arguing and telling people that they were maggots and, you know, the usual army kind of stuff, that he got out the army and he swore he was never going to shout again or get angry. So that's why he was the way he was.
Is he?
Ball Bros. Look him up. Look up The Joy of Painting by Ball Bros.
Oh, is he your man?
He's the artist with the afro, yeah.
Yes. That's so creepy.
What?
So creepy.
No, he was not.
He just sits there and memes like.
Yeah, but he was like sitting there and memeing like what, 30 years before memes were a thing? So he was a bit of an
Talent
icon.
is a pursued interest.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with having a trade. He's a wacko job. There's nothing wrong with having a trade. The trade talk to you. The trade's going drinking with you. Nah.
What's wrong with a happy
You can't-
little tree?
You can't really bring a tree into a bloody bar. It just look at you weird and get you locked up. I guess I'm a little weird. That explains it. That does explain it. Like.
Well, unless you know you're weird, it's just weird to be weird. Thank you.
I guess I'm a little weird. I like to talk to trees and animals. That's okay though. I have fun, more fun than most people. I won't be crazy. Let's go crazy. The secret to doing
Yeah.
anything. I'm really like to people.
I know. But it's just really annoying.
Wash the brush, just beats the devil.
Yeah, that's funny. He used to like whack the, excuse me? He used to just whack the brush off the underside
It's
of the
getting a little crazy here.
Yeah. Yeah. One, you have that stuff all over your mouth, and two, can you leave? Thank you.
It's just me and my Bye guys. It's not Nicole. 20.
Oh dear. As much as I dearly love Alan, she's very annoying.
I'm still hearing you.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Love you. Anyway. Just put a screenshot here.
I need this first
Just
one.
a half a little screenshot. You know, it really doesn't make my game much happier. Just makes me
Should
slightly
I
more
wear this
annoyed.
top like this?
Hmm?
Should I wear this top like this?
No.
Enjoy's not an actual computer look.
So, oh, of course it did. Well, let's see what the comments are saying this time.
I wish there was some sort of way for me to see the comments without have to. Watermelon. Oh, for the Vine thing. So yeah.
Right, what I'll do is I'll do the wine drill, see how many I can pot in a row, and then after that I'm going to hit the hay, because man I am tired. If you guys have any pull drills that so far I haven't done or like talked about, feel free to like comment and or like link me a video to one that I don't do, because that can be useful too. I think I've done this drill before, and I talk about, you know, not just using the same screw shot every time, playing every kind of shot during this drill. So, for example, having to follow through at exactly the right weight to be on the next shot. It's just quite important to be able to do that, because you're not always going to have this setup. So when you do have the setup, if you can run it, it does give you a fair bit of confidence. Even if you have to play little annoying shots like this one, to just drift the cue ball, at least you're showing control. And when you have to play powerful shots, you can do that too. So it really is every kind of shot that you have in your arsenal during draws like this. The confidence to play them, even if you don't finish absolutely perfect. So like say for example this shot, I'm going to be playing for this ball because I naturally have an angle to just screw over here. If I miss that, it's important that I can alter my game to go, okay, I can play that one with top and try and finish a little bit better on it, but naturally, because I've said that, I haven't. So, just to be able to try something else. So, I'll play these like they're a pack. There we go. Left myself a thin cut or a long kind of drift over shot. I'll just play that one. Just that happy little drift over shot. And maybe he has a friend. He's a screw shot. And yeah, I don't know. Bob Ross style really isn't for me. But yeah, no, it's funny. I actually was watching some Bob Ross earlier. Not because I was doing any painting, but it's actually really, really chill. To just sit and listen and actually just watch him do weird stuff. Because he was very good. I think it was a video I watched on his life and like kind of the way he came through the army and did that, and it's just interesting because it's hard to imagine Bob Ross in an army doing anything other than painting. So yeah, I love how I'm playing pool talking about Bob Ross of all people. But
but it's just what I was doing with my day. And just happened to come across some Bob Ross stuff. Wow, just missed that one. And I missed that one too. And it can be quite important whenever you're playing these to just, if you miss, take the balls you miss as quickly as you can after you miss them. Just because they make the table look messy. And if you can maintain that line the whole way through, if you do miss, kind of force yourself to play those shots next. Just because it'll make you have to change the route you had in your head, which is, it's good. So I've missed that one now, so it's going to be a hard positional shot to play, but if I can play on it sooner rather than later, because the rest of the balls are up that side of the table, just drift forward, come back and play this shot, and just play a screw shot, and then get that one out the way next. So there you go, just changing the route when you do miss, not letting it get you down, although I have missed that one again, so I'm actually just going to play it again, one more time, play the thin cut, try and get around the back of those. That red doesn't want to go, so alone for just now, because it's in a more accessible position. And I'll just play my way through the rest of this. There we go. That's the bottom. Still doesn't want to go. Play a bit of a crazy banana shot here for no real reason. That didn't banana. But it did leave me an angle to get to that next red. And it just lets me drift in here for that one. One of the things, oddly enough, just circling back, that I found out about Bob Ross today is he had a pet squirrel. And sometimes, when he was painting, well, I've never seen it, sometimes he let it sit in his pocket or something, I think the video said. Which would be really cool. I mean, I don't know how one acquires a squirrel as a pet, because they're damn hard to catch, I imagine. But I'd like a squirrel. If you had any animal as a pet, like any animal at all, what animal would you want? And then what animal would you not want? Like, I don't know. I like all animals, really. I don't even mind spiders that much. I mean, I guess a slug would make a pretty boring pet. Or like a snail or something. But at least a snail you could like paint its shell. Or something. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I just love the idea of a really big fluffy dog. Because like, that's an animal you can fall in love with. Like when it dies you'll get upset. Whereas like, I don't know. I don't know if there's any animal I couldn't love. I mean, I'm probably just not thinking of the right animals. Naked mole rats. Naked mole rats confuse me. Or like, what do you call them? You know the cats that don't have any fur? What are they like? Oh, I can't remember the name of them now. But you know the cats that look like, they're completely bald. And they're really wrinkly and they look evil. I don't know what it is about them. They just look so evil. Maybe that's just a me thing. This yellow does not want to go in that pocket, and I'm really going to force it to go. Right, you. Stop off. Oh, There's the cooker gone. That's way off. I'm definitely starting to see the rats now. There's a bit of a Milan shot. So how long has everyone watching this been playing pool? Like, have you started recently? Do you not play? Do you play for a club? Are you just really bad at it, like me? Banana. Split. There we go. Banana. Wonder if I'd get away with next time I play a match. Just every time I play a slight bit of a screw shot, just screaming the word banana. For no reason other than it makes me happy. So, I am going to hit the hay. It's been fun, as always. Oh, managed to get a like in the video, which is good. Yeah, he was in the army. Yeah, no, he was. I'll do a separate video on deliberate fouls and the snooker rule. I think I've actually done one on deliberately fouling, but I think it might have been in my last live stream. So, whoa, there goes the ladder. So I am going to head to head. I'm going to head to bed, folks, because I'm wrecked. But cheers for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.